Where everybody at? I hope I'm on the right channel. Sometimes I'll be getting them mixed up. Oh, there's somebody. How you doing? I hope am I on the right channel? And am I on Rosalind Solomon's channel? Good morning. How y'all doing? Good morning. Oh, hold up. I gotta get my glasses. I forgot. Because I don't want my eyes to get messed up from the glare. It's cold today in Georgia. And it was cold yesterday. But it's a couple of degrees warmer. And it's supposed to be cold tomorrow. But then check this out. After tomorrow, from Saturday all the way to next Saturday, 70s. Wow. Didn't I tell you guys said 1 week hot, 1 week cold? How y'all doing? Good morning. Yeah. I ain't feel like turning that heat on because you know the heat is more expensive than the doggone AC. So I only turn my heat on at night. And I got a heater for during the day when I'm home. And I only had that on for like an hour periodically. You know what I'm saying? Because your bills go. We don't want no $450 bill like I got last winter for 1 month. Because I was running it during the day and then the heat only going to go on at nighttime for like 8-10 hours. You know, but it's going to be warm for the next week. So, and then at night it'll get in like the 60s. So, I may not really need the heat. Good morning. Shalom. Good morning. Blessings to you too. Blessings. It's cold. It's cold in Florida. I remember Florida, really didn't get cold because I spent some time in Florida. I think the coldest they used to get was like 50, 55. Now y'all get cold, real cold. Shalom, Jessica. Yeah, last year, last winter. How many of y'all remember that bill I told y'all about? I was so shocked. How many of y'all remember that bill? Not this winter. And we talking about the winter in 2021. How many of y'all remember me coming on here telling y'all about the bill? And then everybody's like, Apostle, why don't you do this and do that? So I took y'all advice. I only turned it on at night. And I know this past winter, I think the highest bill I had was like $250, right? And then the other bills were like $190, $200 because I only kept it on at night and I put it on 73, right? And I don't turn this one on downstairs, but people told me that I should turn them both on at the same time, and this one be like on 72 and then the other one could be on 73. But I'm gonna call a Georgia Power and ask them about that. All right. So now like this past winter I only kept it on in the evenings. Like I would turn it on when I go to bed, turn it off when I get up before 7, and it was much cheaper. When you have it on during the day and at night, Hi, Mario. How you doing? How's my sis doing? Hi, sis Alicia. Hi, Missy Boa. Hi, Charles. And guess what? Georgia is number 2 in the United States for the highest electricity and heat. Georgia, what? They are the second. I heard it on the news. They are the second highest for electricity and heat. What? Really? Jersey's looking so good right now. Hi, Heaven. Hi, I'm Devontae. So, look, oh yeah, I forgot. People was inboxing me in Facebook. Apostle, you forgot to tell us about Haiti. You forgot to tell us why Haiti going through this and going through that. And I was like, oh yeah, I sure did. So I'm going to tell y'all now. Then I'm going to tell y'all something else. Good morning. Oh yeah, it's second in the USA, Georgia, electric heat and gas is the highest. Do you know they wanted to go up 20%, but they still fighting it, and I think they're gonna settle on 14%. So guys, 2023 January, 14% extra, I believe it's either 7 to 14% extra on your electric gas. So that's gonna make Georgia number one. Why? I don't, I don't understand. I really don't, because gas and electric used to be mad cheap back in the day when I was a kid, and then when I was in my mid-20s, it was so cheap. Why is it going up through the roof? I mean, you got the same cable wires under the ground or on top of the ground, right? All you got to do is maintenance them. Every now and then you got to trade them out. You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to keep going up? And then why does everything have to go up when we're in a famine, when we're in hyperinflation? Why does everything have to go up? You know what? That's why we're in hyperinflation, guys. You want to know why we are in hyperinflation? Because everything is hyped up. That's why they call it hyperinflation, because everybody's hyping up their prices. If you stop hyping up the food, stop hyping up the gas, cars is through the roof. I wouldn't recommend anybody to buy a car right now. The mortgage is dropping substantially in a lot of different states, so that's a good thing, right? What else is high? Yeah, electric and gas is high, right? But you know what? Clothes haven't gone up that much, because like if you go in Belts or Macy's, and was it JCPenney's, even Lane Bryant, like I can't even shop in there no more. That used to be my store, right? Because I would only go in there when they had sales. Because you plus size ladies know Lane Bryant is very expensive because their clothes are made of good quality. Do you know the size 14 is too big for me in there? That's bad. She done had to sew 3 dresses for me already, and they were still too big. And so I had to take 2 of them back. I couldn't take one back because she sold it too much. Right? So I was like, I'll just wear it a couple times. Right? So their 14s is too big for me. I can't wear 14s in most stores. I can fit a 14 or 16 or extra large in most stores. That's because I lost some weight and some inches, but I still need to lose more. When you get my age, your metabolism slows down tremendously, so you have to do things extra. I can't be like you 25-year-olds, you 30-year-olds. Yeah, I gotta do extra. It's like me, a life on the lips is a lifetime on the hips, so I gotta be careful. These power bills been outrageous these last couple of years. I got a $400. What? This past, and I burnt my I got an electric fireplace too, guys. I do. I ain't never used it. Every house I had down here, I had electric fireplace. I ain't use it. I might use it, when I'm down here. Down here, it's not as cold as upstairs. Upstairs gets like Antarctica. If I don't have any heat, and that's because I moved in this house during the beginning of the pandemic. I got the house sight unseen because I had to get out of my other place because my lease was up, and that house was like a caddy shack. It was beautiful on the outside and beautiful on the inside, but everything broke down constantly. So I wanted to get up out of there. So I saw this house on Zillow, right? And it's brand new. Nobody never lived in it, right? So that was a plus. So usually they come and show you the house, but they left the keys in the thing, and I got the keys, and I came and looked through the house myself. And the man told me when he came to fix the heater, because I had to get the heater refixed because the wires had burnt up. How dangerous is that, right? He was like, they just threw this house together. He said they just threw this house together because it happened during the pandemic, right? And then they was about to build like 20 more houses, and they had stopped, and they started building these 20 other houses last summer, and they just finished the last one, right? So he was like, they just threw this out. And he showed me pictures. He was like, look, they didn't even put the silver duck up right. He said that's why it was so cold. So now he fixed it, right? So it's still cold if I don't have no heat on, but it's not as cold. Like, it's still Antarctic without the heat, but it was like super Antarctic before he fixed the ducts. And then he put all new wiring and everything. He was like, what's wrong with this? He said the wires is burning up because they didn't clamp them and all this. I was like, well, my family would have been millionaires if something happened, God forbid, right? Anyway, it's what God was with me because the heater kept turning off. And when it kept turning off, I knew something was wrong, right? And so 3 times they sent the maintenance person and they kept blaming it on the fuse box, right? So they changed all the fuses twice. Come to find out, the third one, he was like, you know what? He said, something ain't right. So he went upstairs. He took pictures. He was like, you see this, man? All these wires are melted and burnt. I said, that heater could have. He was like, yep. And he was like, shame on them that they didn't bother to check, right? So he had to put a whole new heater thing in, wires and everything. And God bless me, I haven't had any problems. But still, if I don't have the heat on up there, it gets cold. And then another thing, when I have to keep it on 73 or 74. If I keep it on 71, 72, it'll just blow cold air. Ain't that crazy? Cold air. So I have to keep it on 73 and 74 for it to blow hot air. But down here, I only need to keep it on 70 or 71. So it's like, it works better down here. It's just a hot mess. But anyway, he told me, he said they just threw this house together. Then I've been here for 2.5 years. For 2 years, I didn't pay no sewage, no garbage disposal, and no water. Why this January or February they send me an email? Oh, we forgot to charge you, but we're not going to make you pay for the past 2 years. But starting next month, you have to start paying. Okay, so it went from $17 for the first 3 months. Now it's almost $40 a month for garbage disposal, sewage, and water. $40. That's ridiculous. It's not supposed to be that hot, right? I was living on the hog for 2 years. I thought it was included. That's what the lady told me at the rental place. She was like, it's included. Gotta find out it ain't. So for 2 years, I'm getting it for free. And they didn't charge me, and they knew they couldn't because it wasn't my fault. But they made up for it in that rent hike. Woo! Georgia's expensive, guys. I thought down south was supposed to be cheaper. When I first moved here, it was mad cheap to live here. COVID changed the game, y'all. COVID made Georgia very. It's some parts is more expensive than where I'm from, and Jersey's just expensive. Period. No, it's ridiculous. Wow, lucky they found it before it was too late. Yeah, Daddy wasn't going to let that thing blow up with me in here. He'd have let me leave the house and come back and found out with me in it. You know, and then there was a big fire somewhere in Jonesboro, Georgia. They got 7 people out, but they was hurt. And they missing 7 people. And it was so bad, it burnt the stairway. It's like those 7 people, they was in there, they couldn't get out. Ain't that something? It was a heater. A heater, because their doggone gas and electric is so high down here. People are sleeping with heaters at night. See, I wouldn't recommend anybody to sleep with a heater on at night. I don't care what kind of heater it is. I don't care how good it is. No. You use the heaters during the day. You turn it on for an hour, warm up the room, turn it off, turn it back on a couple hours later. I would not recommend anybody sleeping with a heater at night. That's dangerous. And that's what happened. The big fire. So there's 7 people missing. They might be burnt up in the house. Isn't that sad? I pray, they went and visit somebody or something and wasn't there. Hey. What you mean $400? Oh, $40. Okay. I'm about to say $400 is a lot of money. Yes, because a lot of people are moving here. I don't know why. Why they moving here? Because of the movie industry. The movie industry thing is in Atlanta. And you see, Atlanta's off the chain. Do you know they found a lady shot up with multiple gunshots about 3-4 o'clock this morning, sitting in her SUV? Want to know why? Because they were shooting and she got caught in it. Atlanta, they said, is going back to prehistoric times. Like 40 years ago, Atlanta was like number 1 for crime. And they said that Atlanta is almost there. On the news every day, you hearing about somebody getting shot up in Atlanta. One man got shot in the head and killed for road rage. Right after that, another one did. Yesterday, a lady got road rage and crashed another car and killed that person. It's like every day you hear somebody getting shot and killed down here for something, and they senseless murders. And in New York yesterday or the day before, the man was on his cell phone. Another man walked by him, and he made a mistake, and I guess he brushed up against him. Because in New York, that's what they do. They always bumping into you. It's just a thing. You know, you just keep it moving because that's just how it is. You don't be like, yo, you hit me. Yo, you bumped into me. You just keep it moving, right? And you hold on to your purse and you button your wallets up, men in your pockets, right? So he brushed him and his cell phone fell out his hand and went down into the tracks. So he told the man, he said, go get my phone. And the man was like, I'm not going down there. So they got in a fight. Do you know the man who lost his cell phone threw the other man over the tracks and the train ran him over and killed him? Now that man in jail. They showed him handcuffs. So his life is finished. He gonna be in jail for about 10, 20 years, maybe longer. You know what I'm saying? The man didn't do it on purpose, you know. And then the cop even said it. He said, this is a senseless murder. Didn't I tell y'all last year for this year that God said we were going to see so many senseless murders. Senseless murders. Senseless. And God has me reading the book of Hosea. And I read I'm on, what is it, chapter 4? I think it was 4. Don't quote me. It's either 3 or 4. Let me tell you why he want me to read it. And he want me to teach y'all some stuff in there too. I mean, I read it before, but in chapter 3 or 4, God talks about how he's going to let spouses become adulterers and let people get away with sin and murder. He says, I'm not even going to judge or punish these types of sin. But then when I kept reading it, the reason why he's not going to judge, because he's letting the devil, Yahuah, take their lives. And it's right in Hosea 3 and 4. All the stuff we're going through is in the book of Hosea. Although God said back in 2019 that the enemy was going to try and bring the book of Revelations to pass before his time. And it was going to seem like he's getting away with it. And boy, does it. And in the end, God is going to stop him. But we also got to understand we are still in biblical times. Although the enemy's trying to rush stuff, we still in biblical times, right? Some people call it pre-trib, whatever, right? So we still in biblical times. So the book of Hosea is based on what we're going through right now. Even the mammals missing in the sea, dying in the sea, the animals dying. He told Hosea to go marry a prostitute, and there's a purpose for that. So all these people who dropping dead and stuff, God didn't even judge these people. He turned them over to Yahuah, aka Lucifer. Read Hosea 3 or 4. It says it. He says, I'm not even going to judge the adulterer. I'm not even going to judge the murderer or the sinner because they have turned themselves over already. So it ain't no need for him to judge. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I read this book before and I didn't get this. I was like, wow, this is why people dying so quick. Like I told y'all like 3 years ago, we were going to see multitudes beyond multitudes die. And when I told you that virus was coming, we was going to see millions die, and we did, right? So I'm like, this is why people die so fast, y'all, because God ain't even judging them. They turned them own selves over to the devil because we have our own will. So God looking at them like, why should I waste my time judging you when you already turned yourself over? What? I was like, this some heavy truth nugget right here that I just realized. So this is why we seeing people dropping like flies. Just dropping like fly. Like you talking to them 1 minute, the next minute they gone. You driving down the road, somebody, you done got shot up because you in the midst of shootouts, or you done made somebody angry. I had somebody laugh another day. I was like, you know what? Somebody bump into me. I'll turn around and say, excuse me. I'm sorry. no road rage here. And if I'm driving with somebody I'm like, yo, drop me off over here. You can go and do your road rage, but drop me off because I ain't getting it because of you. You know what I'm saying? You want to cut me off? Go ahead. God bless you, boo. You want to get in? Go on, baby. Go ahead. No problem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not being punkish. I'm being smart. Holy Spirit say be smart. You know what I'm saying? God protect us, true. But you don't want to be opening up no doors. You know what I'm saying? So this is why people are dropping dead like bananas falling out of a tree, because they are not under judgment of God. They have turned themselves over already to the doggone devil. He just swooping them up with a shovel. Going outside, never returning home again. Going to a party, not leaving the party no more. Look, all these women, it's mostly black women, but it's some whites and Latinos, and but it's more, and when I say black color, I'm talking about all those nationalities that got the brown and color in it, right? They is getting killed left and right. Y'all notice that? If you read, what is it? It's Isaiah 3, Isaiah, cause I think it's Isaiah 3, because Isaiah 6 talks about Yah, or is it Isaiah 6? It's one of them. Well, God said he gonna let they go bald. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. And then in Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah 4 or Jeremiah 30, where God talks about how he gonna let their men beat them because of their harlotry faces, makeup, and stuff like that. And there's scriptures in there that said the women of Zion are going to be punished, right? Who are the true women of Zion? The brown people. But if you white, Latino, whatever, and you believe in God, you come to God, then you a woman of Zion too. But the first ones are brown women. And that's who you see being killed left and right all over the place. You see a little bit of the white people, women, a little bit of the, Spaniards, but you see African, Jamaican, African American. And I'm like, a lot of these brown people are dying. And it's biblical. It's in the Bible. He said the women of Zion would suffer through death. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. That's why people need to read the Bible. I don't care. I know the Bible don't, have all the truth in it no more, because the devil done took it out. And I know it got some lies in it because the devil added it in there. That's why Daddy said, if you add to this book, I'm going to add to you. If you take from this book, I'm going to take from you. Because he knew, right? But it's still a fallible word. It's still God's word. And it's alive because God is alive. And it's a spirit on its own. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff in the Bible that people don't even know that's in there because they don't read it. Or they just keep reading John, Luke, Matthew, and Mark. Or Genesis. or Ezekiel, Exodus. They don't read Chronicles. They don't read Corinthians. They don't read Kings. They don't read Hosea books. They don't read the Jude book. They don't read. I done read the whole Bible about 10 times already in my lifetime. I tell you no lie. And I enjoy reading it. And every time I start reading it again, I learn new stuff. That's how you know it's a lot. Like, I read the book of Isaiah a couple of times, but I didn't realize that God stops judging people after a certain amount of time because they done turned themselves over to the devil already. How many of y'all, let me ask this a question. How many of y'all knew that was in the book of Hosea 3 or 4? How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew in the book of Jeremiah, God talks about how he going to let murder come to the women of Zion and the men turn on them? And in Isaiah 3 or 6, I wrote a book on it based on Isaiah. It's online. How many of y'all knew that was in the Bible? That's why you need to take the time to read. Because see, if people took the time to read the Bible, then many people would not be in fear right now. They would not be in fear. And then you would know the book of Daniel, right? God told Daniel to shut the book, right? So we know it's another book. God said that. It's hidden somewhere, right? So if God told Daniel to shut the book, then what that mean? There's secrets and unseen things that we don't even know that's about to happen. And that has already happened, that we are shocked that it's happening. So there's unseen technology, AI technology, other new sins we probably ain't even seen before. All kinds of crazy stuff that's coming because God told Daniel to shut the book, right? So the Lord says in the Bible that this world shall not end till all things come to pass in this book. Right? So you like, but Apostle, The rest of the book of Daniel ain't in the Bible. Let me tell you something. When Daddy was having this book written, it had everything in it. It had all the lost books of the Bible. It had Daniel stuff in it. It had there's a second book to Revelations. Many of y'all don't even know that. There is a second book to Revelations. A second one. So when the Lord was putting this book together, the Bible, everything was there. But it ain't no more, because the devil don't mess with it. But see, you gotta take it from God's perspective. God, like, I know y'all thought done did this and did that. He done took this out, and they done separated these books all over the world, and they done hid them and probably burnt some of them. I know this, but see, y'all got to go by the book that he wrote. The one that he had written by the scribes and that he pronounced himself. You can't go by what's in the Bible, because everything's not in the Bible. You can't go by all the lost books, because everything's not in the lost book. You can't go by the Septa, because everything ain't in there. But at least the Septa talks about the 21 seals instead of the 6 seals that the devil lie about. People going around here, we're in the first seal. The devil's a lie. We're going into that mystery seal, number 10, right? So we got 11 more seals to go. So the Lord says nothing. The earth will not end until everything in this book has come to pass. His book, the original copy that got everything in it that's missing here and scattered everywhere. So when people start telling you, God told me the rapture's in January 2023, run! Run! False prophet, run! Because we still got 11 more seals to go. Look how long it took for us to get to the mystery seal that we're in now. Look. Then I tell you, God said a lot of mystery stuff was going to be happening this year. Then I tell you, the Lord said we're going to see a lot of mystery killings. Why is stuff mystery? Why? Because we're in the 10th seal, which is the mystery seal. All other 20 seals tell you what's going to happen in the book of Baruch 1 and 2 in the Septa, right? But they don't tell you, I think it's number 8 or 10 we in. Either one of them, because I know it wasn't 9. It was either 8 or 10. That was a mysterious one, right? So now all these mysterious things are happening, and everybody's like, I was just talking the other day, like, this world is not even the same world it was 3 years ago. It's not. It's totally shift. And I told y'all the shift was coming, good and bad, right? Totally shift. People aren't even the same no more. People don't love each other no more. They don't like each other. They will sit there and film you getting your behind murdered so they could get likes on their platforms rather than call the police or get some help. This is the world we live in today. You can't, if you say like Kanye West, man, he just opening his mouth and putting his foot in it. And I asked God, I was like, God, you told me a prophecy about Kanye West, and I shared it with y'all this year. And I told you the Lord said he was going to be in a world of trouble, worse than ever before. They canceling him out. They putting him in the cancel culture. I heard it this morning in the news. Vivica Fox told him the F-bomb. I was like, what? And she said it. She didn't curse. She just said the F-bomb, right? So she was like, her and these 3 other ladies, they were like, he's in cancel culture. And they're like, we as black people, we don't want to cancel nobody else. But the stuff he's saying, and then that George Floyd, his daughter is suing him for $250 million smackaroos for defamation. So I asked God, I was like, God, I know Kanye's like a billionaire. So that's like $2.50 to him, right? But still, right? And I asked God, I was like, God, you said this was going to happen. And I was like, but why is he doing this? Why would he put on a white lives matter? I mean, white lives do matter, but I'm just saying, why would he put that on with Candace Owens? Because knowing that's going to start trouble, right? And then I said to him, why did he say, I'm not going to repeat what he said about George Floyd. I'm just not. You could go look at the news in here. But I was like, why did he say what he said about George Floyd? And you know what God gave me? The first word: controversy, trouble, mayhem, distraction, feud. So if you wear a shirt that says white lives matter, that's going to make black lives get mad. Right? And then the black lives going to get mad. Then the white lives going to get mad. And here we go again with the race stuff, right? Then The stuff he said about George Floyd, who is that going to make mad the most? Black people. It's a sore thumb when you talk about him and Breonna Taylor with black folks. What Kanye has done could cause riots. So he's purposely doing these things to start up all the spirits I just told you guys say he doing. He know what he doing. He know what he's saying. And somebody behind him telling him to do it. So don't pay Kanye no mind. Because he just trying to start up trouble. Don't go there. Don't go there. Let it be. Let George Floyd daughter sue the crap out of him. Let him deal with it. If they want to cancel culture him, that's sad. But hey, don't y'all even fall for the okie doke. And I pray nobody else does. I pray don't be no more race wars over George Floyd. He been going 3-4 years now. You know what I'm saying? And white lives do matter. Let me tell you something. All lives matter to God. Although black people, brown people, you know, the Nubian people, as we are really called, or the Iberic people, you know, although we was here first, you know what I'm saying? And all these other nationalities came from us and mixing with other species and stuff. God still loves any color. If you want to come to him and you human, I mean, you can't be no AI. You can't be no soulish being. You can't be a clone. You have to be originally created through human genetics, right? So if you blue or brown, blue or yellow, and you human, and you come from a human genetic makeup that God created, you could get on the tree of life. You could get on the tree of life. So it's not just Black Lives Matter. White lives matter, all lives matter. But it's just that the black lives have been stigmatized so much, killed the most, enslaved. Although Spaniards were enslaved and Egyptians were enslaved, and some Romans, but the brown people were the most enslaved. And we were the original, see, like over there in what's that? Indonesia, places like that, where they call them indigenous, and the Indian people, they call, look, you want to know who the Indian people really is? And let me tell you, the word Indian is a man-made word. Look it up yourself. Let me tell you something. When Columbus came here with his black little butt, talking about he white, he was black, okay? Christopher Columbus was black, dark black, right? When he first found this so-called Americas, guess who was already here? Brown, black, indigenous people. Indian is a man-made word. The Indians you see today are not the true Indians. Okay. This color, lighter, darker. We come in all shades. We was here. Our ancestors. Heck, it could have been some of us, because you know we reincarnated. We was here when Christopher Columbus, he made trade with us. The devil is a stinking liar. See, they don't teach you this stuff in school. He made trade with our ancestors. Trade. You hear me? Trade. They trying to make you think Christopher Columbus was white when he was black. They trying to make you think, well, nobody on this in this country but some white-looking Indians running around naked. No pun intended. Just saying. Nah, boo. He was black, and when he found this America, he found our ancestors, the indigenous people. It was like at least 22 different tribes of indigenous people in this country when Christopher Columbus, with his black behind, found. Now, this is for educational purposes only. This is in books. Some of it is in Google. Okay, YouTube. Just letting you know. Because it's a beast to be on here, man. Of course he was. He was too. Then their names was Ada and Chiwu. Of course they was brown. I don't like to say black because that's man-made. I say brown or colored. Of course they were. And I taught about Adam and Eve. I taught about the real truth about that and how they got here. It's on one of these videos if it wasn't taken down, because a lot of my videos have been taken down without my knowledge. Okay, so it still could be on here, but I'm not sure. I can't even remember the title of it. I can't. If any of y'all remember it, let me know. And if any of y'all downloaded it, because I know some of y'all download my videos, let me know you got it. But if it ain't on here, I'll come back on and teach it one day. But it's a very in-depth teaching. I mean, very in-depth. It's a very in-depth teaching. We were lied to. Even in the book of Genesis, it ain't all telling the truth in the book of Genesis about how they got here. It's not telling the truth. And I can tell y'all for a fact, and I proved it. Eve did not come out of Adam's rib. How can a woman come out of man's rib when everybody that's here came through a woman's womb? Let me tell you something about God. The way he started out is usually how he finished. So if a man was supposed to birth people, then why are women birthing people? Why does God have the Ruach Hakodesh Holy Spirit as his counterpart? Why did she help create and birth us? Right? Eve ain't come out no man's rib. The devil's a liar. Talking about God took a rib from Adam. Are you serious? Then that mean every man that was born on this earth would have a missing rib, don't you think? Please. Everybody on this planet come through a woman. Why the one time somebody come, they come through a man? The devil's a lie. And let me tell you something. Adam and Eve came here together, fully grown. They came from the spiritual realm here together. Okay? And they knew why they was here. Talking about God walking through the garden. Adam, where are you? I'm over here. And then he like, oh, but you're naked. How did you realize that? The woman you get, the devil's a liar. They already know. Thank you so much for teaching this one. All you gotta do is read books, guys. That's why they said put a book before black people. They don't read it. These theologians know the truth. Because I got books that I bought that theologians wrote telling the truth that God had already told me. What? Do you know there's other Bibles out there? Matter of fact, I packed it though. Darn, I would show it to y'all, but I packed it because I thought I was moving. This Bible cost me, I think, $150. Sort of like the Seepter. But see, I got to pray and ask God if I could tell y'all about it because he had somebody tell me about it. And it's the kind of Bible where you have to be really set in God and you have to have some type of wisdom of the things of heaven. And if you don't, you won't understand this Bible. You'll be scared of it. You seriously would be scared of it because it has ancient secrets in it that was in the original King James Bibles that the enemy took out. So I'm going to pray and ask God, should I reveal it to y'all? I've had it for like 2.5 years now. Should I reveal it to y'all? And if so, and if you got $150, hopefully it didn't go up more, you can go and get it. So next time I come on live and he tells me I can show it to you, I will. But I think I packed it, so I might not even be able to get to it. So when I move, I'll show it to you if you tell me to. Because I forget the name of it. Yeah, right? Okay, so let me tell you about Haiti real quick, right? Okay. The reason, and this is educational purposes, is also written in books and it's written in history, and I think you could Google it too. The reason why the Haitians won that war against the French, they used voodoo. Because they didn't have no guns like the French. They had machetes and knives, but that usually don't hold up against guns. The reason why they won that war is because they used voodoo. It was this very powerful Haitian priestess. They called her the Queen Priestess. Very powerful voodoo priestess. She can open her mouth and anything will happen, right? So what happened was the week before they went into this war, they went to her, the country, all of them did rituals, did what they do, whatever, right? So when the French came, that's why they demolished them and killed them. Now, this is why Haiti is a cursed land, because they won the war through voodoo. So when they did this, they cursed their land. This is why nothing really comes out of Haiti. No, nothing to produce, nothing to trade. This is why they suffer tremendously in starvation. And this is why voodoo is very rampant over there, because they won the war through voodoo. So if a country wins a war against another country using voodoo and not using God, like they did in the book of Joshua, where God stopped time and the sun and everything, right? Your land is going to be cursed until you repent for what you did and give unto the Lord. And see, they won't repent because they're so into voodoo in Haiti. So Haiti's going to be the way it is forever if they, as a nation, don't get together and start repenting. And guess what? That curse that's in Haiti, God said, is spilling over to the Dominica. Because I saw the Haitians rising up. And just the other day, I read that the Dominican people are rioting now because the Haitians are taking over their land. So you're going to see Haitians rise up too. So God told me, because the Haitians are migrating over there, and if they begin to take it over, Dominica is going to be cursed just like Haiti. And do you know the Dominica is really Haiti? There was no Dominica back in that time. I like to say their grandfather of the Titane tribe that I told y'all that got wiped out, they found their way to that part of the island and they claimed it as a Dominica. They fought with the Haitians and they claimed that part. They came to a treaty and they decided to, share that island. But that entire island is Haiti. So this is why Dominican people have a curse running over them too. Because Dominica, it's a beautiful place. You can go there, but it's very poor. And a lot of places, they have a hard time. They run here and they want to deny black people because of the stigma we have. But when something happened to them, they want us to back them up. So Dominica is cursed as well because it was all Haitian at one point. The Tatanina tribe took over that part after they warred with the Haitian, and they came into an agreement to split the land. There was no Dominica. It was that's a man-made name too. It was the Tantanina tribe. I showed y'all the pictures the other day when I was teaching it, right? So see, how do I know these things? For one, I pray and I ask God, God, why does this happen? And he'll tell me, Google this. He'll give me words. Like I'm sleeping at night. He'll give me stuff. I'm like, what? Like he gave me a word about a tribe the other day. I got it written upstairs. What was it? I heard him say Ibu, something tribe, and I looked it up and I was shocked it existed. And he started telling me stuff about them and he wanted me to teach it, but it's upstairs. I can't remember, right? But I know these things because I'm very inquisitive and I ask God stuff, right? And then when I hear other people teaching stuff, right, I'm like, Daddy, is something missing here? Right? And I start praying and he'll tell me, and then he'll give me stuff in my sleep, or he'll tell me Google it, or he'll lead me to a book to buy. Boom! And all this stuff start coming out. And I notice with God, when he leads you to knowledge, right, he gives you more knowledge. When he leads you to wisdom, he gives you more wisdom. It's like the whole enchilada opens up with a good smell. Mm-hmm. Let's see, is that my ride? Hold on. Where's she at? She ain't here yet. Okay, I'm going to have to go in a few minutes because she's supposed to be here by now. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, Oh, yeah, I see a truck outside. I am coming back. If you're watching, the value of that book is going up the second you sit. I got to find out. I'm going to pray first. And if he say I can't, I'm going to look through. I got boxes of books up there. I'm going to look through it. Okay, I'm coming, sis. The last time I went to the Dominican Republic, there seemed to be more Haitians than... Yeah, because Daddy said that the Dominican people are already rising up because it's too many. But then the Haitians are going to rise up, and they're going to eventually take the Dominica over. I'm telling you, they're going to, just like we seeing all these doggone China... Do you know they got a lot of Chinese police stations in our country? They got about 15 of them in New York. That was on the news the other day. And they popping up in all states. There is a treaty that no country can come into another country and make police stations. So why is America and our president allowing this to happen? Why is there 15 China police stations no one knows about? It was on the news. The news said it. This ain't no conspiracy theory. The news said it. The news. And they said they're popping up in other places. Why do we have China police here? That's a treaty. They're not supposed to be popping up here. Really? They tried to do that in Africa when they first started going to Africa. And Africa was like, nah, we're not having that. And it may be one of them over there. So why do we have Chinese police stations, small ones, 15 in New York, and they popping up in other places? What is they plan? What is America planning to do to us? What? Really? We better start praying, y'all. We better start praying. For real, for real. This is it. The news said it. Now, you know the news, they ain't right neither. But you know when they say something, it's something like that. Just like Gayle King. She was on the news the other day, and she was talking about the reparations. Remember, Joe Biden and Camilla was like, oh, we're going to give the black people reparations. Now they don't know nothing, right? You know what she said? On national news. She said, Joe Biden doesn't want to give us black people our reparations. Yes, she did. Ain't no conspiracy theory here. Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey's best friend, said it on national news, on TV. Joe Biden don't want to give us black folks our reparation. Yes, she did. Everything is not conspiracy theory. And then remember, look, all these conspiracy theories, except for Alex Jones, did not tell y'all 2 years ago they were going to ruin him. They were going to bankrupt him because he backed Trump. Look at him now. He got to pay $1 billion for lying, saying that thing did what happened to those children never happened. What? Prophecy come to pass. And then didn't I tell y'all 2 years ago and last year, God said, you will not be able to say the things you used to could say. You can be ruined, killed, murdered, ostracized, cancel culture. And isn't it coming to pass? You got to watch what you say. Even me, when I come on here, I got to speak in codes. I got to speak in codes. I've been in trouble with YouTube jail, whatever they call it, twice already. And look, I had just came out of it, and within a week, they put me right back in it again. Are you serious? I was in timeout on Facebook once for like, they tried to do it for a month, but I fought it. So it was only for like a week. Right? Because of scriptures. They put me out because of scriptures. But when I broke it down, I was like, you can't cancel me because the scriptures is biblical. Don't you know they lifted that? They lifted that. Don't play with me. You know, I even tried to fight with the YouTube, but you know how YouTube is. You right now, they gonna do what they do. We understand, but your chain was denied, which I knew it was going to be, but I had to fight. You know, so I have to watch what I say on here. You know what I'm saying? Certain things I just will not open my mouth about. And if God want me to speak about it, I'll speak about it somewhere else. He would not tell me to speak about it on here, knowing they're gonna try to take my channel down. You know what I'm saying? So it's things that you can't even say out loud anymore. You just can't. You get in trouble. Look how many channels been taken down off of YouTube and off of Facebook and Instagram, TikTok. Some of these channels have hundreds of thousands of followers taken down. Although you could go and get a new YouTube channel. The fact of the matter is, let's say you built your channel to 50,000 people. Okay, you go get a new channel. You know how long it's going to take you? Look at BP Earthwatch. He had almost 1 million people. They took his channel down. I think he just hit 300,000-400,000 in 4 years. He had 1 million followers he got within 2 years because of Pastor Paul Puggley. They took his channel down because of something he said. It took him 4 years, 2018. 4 years to get himself where he at today, 400,000. So if you got 50,000 followers and then your channel gets, it's going to take you a couple of years to get them people back. It's gonna take a minute. So see, they already know you're gonna go and get another channel, but you're gonna have to build yourself back up again. And a lot of people won't refollow you again. I'm finding that a lot of people just won't refollow you anymore. And then a lot of people follow you but don't even watch you because they're not even on YouTube anymore. By the time they find out, your channel is gone. So it's like all that work you did is like down the tubes just for you to go and do another channel. So I'm like, why even take the people channel down if you're going to let them go and get another channel and then build that one back up? I mean, it's not good. You know what I'm saying? So if you like, I don't even want to be on Facebook or YouTube, and y'all know that God want me on here. So I'm just going to stay on here the way he want me to, because I came off and he told me to come back, and I came back a year later. Right. But I mean, I don't like social media platforms. I don't like them at all. I don't care if it's YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I don't like them. I just don't like them. And I don't like what it represents. Right. But if God wants you to do something, you have to do it. So I have to, like God said, I have to comply to his will. So I do. But certain things I will not mention on here. And when I do mention certain things, I'm going to reference like educational purposes or wherever I got it from. As far as medical information, that's a no. I ain't even going to no more. It's recommending vitamins and all that crap. Not doing that no more, guys. When I have like private talks or something, we could talk about it then. But on Facebook and YouTube, I'm not talking about nothing medical. I'm not talking about no vitamins, none of that. And when I give you advice, I'm going to tell you it's for advice purposes or educational purposes. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that we live in a free country that has a free constitution. We have freedom of speech, but on these platforms and out in the world, if you say certain things, you will get canceled. Your platforms will be taken down. But we live in a free country with free will and free speech. But yet these private companies and out there in the world can take all of that away from you because they don't like what you said, or they don't want to offend their advertisers, the people who advertising with them and paying them. They don't want to offend them. So you suffer in the end. But then you got all kinds of garbage on these platforms. You got pornography, crazy stuff. But that they don't get in trouble for the things that they show and do. But let us Christians or people who are one of those conspiracy theorists say something that their sponsors don't like. You getting shut down. You getting taken off. And they don't care if you get another channel or another platform. They taking you down. They're going to use you as an example for the rest of them out there. See, if you do like she did or he did, you going down. And that's just how it is with privatized companies. These platforms, they're all private. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. They're all BitChute. But BitChute don't bother you. Twitter, they're all private entities. So they have all these legal laws that they doctor up, write up. They get lawyers to write these things up for them. And when you sign onto these platforms, you agree with these things, and if you go against their legal laws, they could shut you down. You can't get no lawyer to sue YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, because they're going to be like, look, I gave them these legal laws and they agree with it to come on my platform. So, I mean, what? You agreed. And you went against our policies. So therefore you getting what you get, and you cannot sue because you agreed to it when you signed on our platform. And most people, let me tell you, I read a lot of their legal rules, but they changed them so much you can't keep up with them, right? So when you do something, you be like, wait a minute, that wasn't in there. Then you go look, you be like, hey, where'd that come from? Because they update their legal laws so much, right? And then most people don't even read them. Even when they first sign on to these platforms, they don't even read them because they don't care. They just want the platform. But I read them. But they change it so much on these platforms, you can't even keep up with it. So when you do something, and then you go look, you be like, wait a minute, I even photocopied all of the YouTube laws when I first came on YouTube. I copied the whole thing. The whole thing. So I could go and look. If it don't matter, because they changed these things. These platforms changed their laws so much you can't keep up with it. So if you do something, you don't even know that it's in there. It wasn't in there before, but it's in there now. Because since the virus came, a lot of legal things have changed. Like they just changed some legal laws when it comes to the kid TV on here. And that's like, So I'm not even gonna deal with the kid thing. I just be like, look, this is not for children. Although children can hear the word of God on this channel, I be like, this is not for children, because I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there, y'all. It's just a hot mess. Don't even want to go there. And now they coming up with something called handles, which I don't even know what the heck that is. and you're supposed to pick your handle, and if you don't pick it in 30 days, they're gonna pick it. And I'm like, you know what? They could pick it. I don't care, because it's gonna go by your title anyway. And this channel is Rosalind Solomon, and then the other channel is the Prophetic Life Advice Show. So that's probably what the handles are gonna be. And they're like, oh, is it gonna be on your thing? I'm like, what in the world? What do I need to do with a handle? And then it was saying all this gibber jabber that was going with it. I'm like, you know what? Just let them give me the handle in 30 days. I ain't gonna try and make one. Look, I just come on here to preach and get y'all the word of God and to teach. I ain't concerned with no handles, right? So when 30 days pass, they'll give me a handle. And I guess you guys will see it and figure out what to do with it. And then you tell me what to do with it. Because I read it, but I'm like, what? I'm like, what? That's true, Apostle. In the fine print, you have to stay on. Yeah, because they always changing it. Go sign up for Apostle Second. Yeah, a Prophetic Life Advice Show. ADICE. I got like 1,300 something followers. That's good. I've been on this 6 weeks. That's pretty good. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I got plenty more stuff. I just have to come on here on the weekend, like a Saturday or Sunday, now that I'm not coaching anymore for a while. Prophecy come to pass about the Kool-Aid. What? Drop. Oh yeah. All right, so I'll have to come on here on Saturday or Sunday and be on here for like 2 hours and get y'all. I got so many scriptures to teach y'all what they really mean that God gave me over the past like couple of months. I'm like, I'm behind, but I'm gonna get there. I know y'all like, Apostle don't come on like she used to. I'll be on here. It's just that y'all don't see me all the time, but I'll be uploading stuff. You know what I'm saying? I may not come on here all the time on Facebook and stuff for 2-3 hours no more. And I told y'all that like a year and a half ago. I said, it's gonna come a day where I ain't gonna be on here like this. It's starting. But if you don't see me, you'll always hear uploaded videos on a prophecy or a teaching or something. And I'm going to try and come live at least once a week, a couple of times out the month on here and on the other channel. And I made a special video prophecy for Facebook yesterday. So, I'm going to start showing them love, because I should be on Facebook all the time. I barely be on there anymore. I barely write stuff on there. So I made a little video for them just to show them I love them and to give them a prophecy word. So if you want to go hear that word, go to Prophetic Mantle and you'll hear it. And you could join by going to Rosalind Solomon, sending me a friend request. But I think on Prophetic Mantle, you could just go on there and hit like, and you're already on there, I think. All right. I love it when you teach for 2 hours. I know a lot of y'all say that. Somebody came on here and told me, oh, you talk too much, you teach too long. And so that's why God gave me that word. Anybody that tries that with me, he's going to judge them, because a lot of people get deliverance. I can't tell you how many times people tell me they got deliverance from them long videos. Some people even told me they miss them, so I started doing shorter videos, so people can have attention span, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to start going back to those 2-hour videos, 3-hour videos on Facebook or sometime on here. Not a lot like I did before, but I'm going to start doing it more, because I got a lot of stuff to tell y'all that he want me to say, and I can't get it all in, when I come on sometime. They be delaying your alerts. What? Hey, it is what it is. You can't look. we already know what type of situation we in right now. Free speech is being battered right now. Truth is being buried right now. And anybody that's for the truth and free speech, they're going to ostracize you. They're going to try and prosecute you. They're going to try and discourage you and make you run and leave. You know, they're going to try and shut you down when you say things you shouldn't say. You know, that's just the world we live in. It's called cancel culture. You know, where it came from, I don't know, the devil. But this is just the time and seasons and life that we live in, you know, and we can't do anything about it. Only God can help us with this. Only God can make the ways for us. Only God can maneuver us through this stuff. We can't, you know, because ain't no lawyer going to touch these platforms, because the legalities and the laws that they have written, they really can't be touched. The only one who could touch them is God. And you got to wait for God to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So all we could do is just keep it moving. Do what you got to do for God. You know, be careful what you say. Run it across God first before you say it. Get you some private groups. Like I was going to get on Telegraph, right? But they want too much. They want me to scan my phone on their scan thing, and I don't like scanning stuff on my phone. I don't like doing that unless it's absolutely necessary. So that's why I didn't get on the Telegram, because I was going to start using that as a private media. But I don't like that I got to take my phone and let them scan my phone to be on there. I don't like that. So I'm not messing with it. So I'm going to find another like private platform where people could communicate with me, and then I can write stuff. Like, remember how I used to write my prophecies on my blogs? I don't do that anymore. Where I could write prophecies down. I could write stuff down that I can't say on platforms, not just used to any of my platforms, where I could write down stuff that I can't say live or in a video, and write down prophecies, because even certain prophecies Daddy said, there's prophecies that I haven't said because Daddy said that some people might not like those prophecies, and it could get my channel messed up. So so there's stuff that I have that I can't even say. So I'm going to try and find a private platform where I ain't got to scan, and then that other one James told me about, they want access to your phone, your birthday. I was like, Facebook and YouTube already got that. Ain't nobody else getting it. I'm sorry, right? So when I find a private platform, then I'll be able to put those kind of prophecies out there, and then talk about other things that you cannot talk about on these platforms without getting a strike. Right. So I'm looking, and I know God is going to lead me to one. And if y'all know any other ones, besides Telegraph and the one that James gave me, y'all can hit me up on Facebook, or on Patreon, because my Patreon is still open. I'm not shutting it down. Matter of fact, I'm putting written prophecies on there. I'm putting teachers on there. I done started doing it. I'm gonna start having prayer sessions on there soon, once a month, and it's only $20 to join. It's no more coaching on there. It's $20 to join, right? So even Patreon doesn't really bother you when you put stuff on there, but I still tread softly with them too. But I put a lot of stuff on there that you can't say on here, and I didn't get in any trouble with them. But I'm still gonna pant my feet swiftly. And I do have a BitChute account, but they so slow with uploading videos, it's ridiculous. So I don't even bother with it. I got some videos on there, but I don't even bother with it. So as soon as I find like another privatized platform, then I can start writing stuff out and putting it in there where I can't say on these different platforms, and y'all could still get it. And then like when I have my prayer sessions once a month on Patreon, we could talk about stuff too. Who's ever on the Patreon, we could talk about stuff too that we normally couldn't talk about. Because that's what we used to do in my coaching. I would give them prophecies that I ain't get none of y'all. I would give it to them, because I knew if I said it on these platforms, it could cause some stir. You know what I'm saying? Because Daddy could be controversial too. All right. So I gotta go now. All right. So I will see you soon. And when I come back again, it's gonna be a time where I could stay on for like at least 2 hours, so I could give y'all all this scripture stuff that God want me to give you on other stuff. And I'm gonna pray about the Bible. And if He say yeah, I'm gonna look for it. Hopefully I can find it because I packed it. All right. They better stop the teaching. That's right. What? It's so much that, yeah, people don't like truth no more. I miss you from Periscope. Yeah, I miss Periscope too. Cause on Periscope, I used to could say anything I want. And I didn't get no trouble. None. We used to have the DJ nights. Oh, I used to come on at 1 o'clock in the morning, stay till 3, 4 o'clock praying for people. It was awesome. People would get deliverance. Mario was one of them that got deliverance on there. The videos don't seem long to me. They lie. Your videos are not. I know. My videos are very informal. All right, guys, I gotta go. So I'm gonna come back again this week before the week is out. What we got? 4 days. I'm gonna come back. All right, and give y'all some of the stuff that I'm backed up on that I have to tell y'all. So you guys have an awesome, blessed day in the Lord. May we all have a testimony, more testimonies before this week is out. Keep me in prayer as I keep you in prayer. Pray over this channel, Facebook, Instagram, all the things that I have. Keep them in prayer. I love y'all too. Rumble? What's Rumble? Do I know about Rumble? Let me know. Send me the link in Facebook. Okay? All right. See y'all soon. Much love. Shalom.